relationship, my money, my future, my ministry, my serving, if I can put it all in and say, God, here it is. You do what you want to do. My marriage is a mess, but I'm putting it all in. My money is strained, but I'm putting it all in. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm putting it all in. My kids are acting crazy, but I'm putting it all in. I'm putting it all in, Jesus, and I'm asking you to bring the return. Now, sometimes when I go all in, I win. Rarely. And when I win, I get my chips back and everybody else's. Hope you're staying with me. This all works together. So when I go all in for Jesus, not only will he give me back what I put in, but he'll give me stuff that I didn't have to work for. He'll give me blessings I didn't have to ask for. He'll give me resources that he put my name on. If I'm willing to go all in, he will give me back. That is why I put my check in this basket, because I trust him enough to know if I'm going to go all in, you're going to give back to me. If I'm going to pay my tithe just 10%, I know you're going to bless the 90. That's why I go all in. This money in the basket is going all in.
Amen.
So when I pull up in my new silver Bullet, that's what I call it, my silver Honda, he was, oh, you got a new car. I want to say, yeah, because I'm all in.
All right now.
I'm all in. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry you don't have a new car, but are you all in?
Amen.
Are you all in?
That's right. You all in.
Can't afford to pay my tithe.
Oh.
Look at my silver Bullet.
Amen.
Paid. That thing's paid for, baby.
Amen.
Ain't no payment on that. That thing's
All
paid
right.
for.
All right now.
And as of Tuesday, my black car, paid for.
All right.
Y'all, some of y'all ain't clapping because it ain't you. But I'm all in. So those things are paid. My credit card debt is 0.
All in.
Are you bragging, Pat? Yeah, I am bragging. Just 5 years ago, I had a credit score of 502. And I couldn't get a stick of gum. But all of a sudden, I began to go all in. Not just saying I'm going to pay my tithe. I pay my tithe, and I give when I can extra. Why? Because I want to be out of these things. I want to be out of the struggle, out of the mess. So when I started going all in overnight, all of a sudden, I started getting blessed.
All right now.
That's it.
I ain't preaching offering. I'm just telling you how this fellowship things work. You live by going all in. You live by going all in.
All in. That's right.
Talking to somebody this week, and we were talking about life and marriage and things that didn't work out. We gave opinions on why maybe they didn't work out. You see, when you jump into something, even sometimes we'll jump all into things that aren't ready for all the chips.
Yeah.
And then when you gamble without Jesus, and get the hand that you were dealt, you get mad at him.
That's right.
Because you think that just because somebody winked at you,
All right. Oh, Lord, help us, Jesus.
that had to be from God. Everybody's about sign. God, give me a sign. So if they wink at you, it's a sign?
No.
Come on now.
2 winks means they really love you. So we got to be careful how all in we go. But if I go all in with a relationship with Jesus, then those winks, I'll know what they are.
I know that's right.
And some people can't discern because they're not all in.
Go ahead,
Come on now.
But you have discernment when you go all in, so you'll know if that wink is just to get something for temporary or if that wink is to try to develop relationship. You see, not everybody wants relationships. Some people just want your goodies. And they get the goodies, they leave you sitting high and dry. That's why you got to be all in.
I know that's right. All in.
Because once you lost your goodies, you know it's hard to get them back.
All in. You go ahead, preacher.
So the fellowship with Jesus means I got to go all in.
That's right.
And for the people who don't, who say, well, this is crazy, I can't do that, I can't risk that. It's not a risk, it's called faith.
Amen.
A walk with Christ is not a risk.
No, it's not.
It's a faith journey.
Amen.
This church, when it was founded now, and just next month we'll celebrate another year, wasn't necessarily a risk. It was a faith walk.
Amen.
Yeah.
And obviously God had his hand in it, or it wouldn't have lasted not going on 18 years. So it's not a risk, it's a faith walk. And when you go all in, with Christ, it's not a gamble, it's a faith all in. God, you told me if I did this, you told me if I went all in, that you'd bless everything.
Yes.
That is why you go all in.
Amen.
Because you can't lose.
That's
Your
right.
hand will never lose when you go
Yes.
all in with him.
Yes.
Because by his word, he is obligated, when you fellowship with him, he's obligated to bless you.
Yes. Amen.
Let's go. Let's keep going. I got to wrap this up. Almost done. I'm on the last page. Verse 12. Whoever has the Son has life. So can I tell you that it's about time we start living like we have life.
I know that's right. Amen.
It's about time we start living like we have life. Can I tell you, I think it's time we Christians start acting like we do hang out with Jesus.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Not just on Sundays. I need to hang out with him every day.
Yes,
I need to
Lord.
fellowship with him every day. It's
Yes.
time we start it's time we really start moving past the past.
Amen.
Some of y'all can't get past it because you keep bringing it up.
I know that's right.
Let that thing go.
Yeah. Amen.
Easier said than done. No, this is a faith walk, you can do it and walk away.
That's right.
You don't understand. You know better than that. You can let it go.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you are not all in. And if you're not all in, you're waiting for something bad to happen all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I try to live the best that I can, Elder Renee, not
That's
thinking
right.
of what the bad consequence will be.
Uh-huh.
I think about the positives of this decision.
Amen.
What could happen is in the back of my mind somewhere way back there. But Elder, I try to see how blessed this decision could be.
Amen.
Where would this where can this relationship take me that is good for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, here's another one. Will I be able to trust them?
Uh-huh.
Here's another preacher talking about offering. Will I be able to trust him? Or is he buying a silver bullet with it?
Uh-huh.
You got to be able to think all-in thoughts, and fellowship thoughts mean I'm believing God is going to give me the best.
Yes.
Not that this is going to all fall apart again.
That's right.
All in. So if we're in fellowship with him, in conclusion, if we're in fellowship with him, then we need to start living like we're hanging out with him. Isn't it time we stop just talking about faith, but really living in faith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like when someone's going through something, they say, pray for me, and you say, okay. And you know you ain't prayed for them all day.
Uh-huh.
But when you ask them to pray for you, you really want them to pray.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the kind of faith we need to have in our everyday living.
Amen.
God, I'm not just saying this because it's the right thing to do and it sounds Jesus. I'm saying this because this is the way I live. This is the way I walk. I walk in complete faith to you that you are going to make it happen. I walk in complete faith to you that you're going to have everything work out for my good. I'm really going to not just talk it, but I'm going to start walking in fellowship with you that if it doesn't happen right away, I'm not going to give up and say, Jesus has forgotten me. I'm going to trust you greater, believe you greater, and do all I can greater, so when it happens, not if, I'll be able to look back and say, thank you, Father, that you allowed it to happen at the right time.
Yes. Amen.
Could it be that some of the things you wanted him to do, it's not the right time?
Uh-huh.
He may not want to bless you with that right now because you're not ready for that.
That's right.
I know you think you are. We always think we're ready for every good thing.
Uh-huh.
But a good thing can become a bad thing if you're really not ready.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people have failed in relationships.
Uh-huh.
But it started out good.
Uh-huh.
But then when you found out who he really was,
Uh-huh.
or you found out who she really was already married to,
Uh-huh.
things fall apart. That's why our fellowship is so vital. So God can keep us. Now, verse 13 and 15, then we're going to wrap up. 11:53. You take communion, you're going to feel better for being here, and you're going to love your pastor. All right? He says, I'm writing this to you so you'll believe in the name of the Son of God, so that you may know that you have eternal life.
Amen.
And we are confident. Here's the thing I wanted to get to. I know it took some time. And here we are confident that, listen, he hears us whenever we ask for, look, here's the key, for anything that does what?
Pleases him.
He hears us when we ask him for anything that pleases him. And since we know he hears us when we make our request, we also know that he will give us
Yeah.
what we ask for.
That's right.
So in other words, if I have continual fellowship with him, I can believe when I pray. I'm not just asking Santa Claus for a gift. I'm asking the one who I'm in life with and fellowship with, asking him, letting him know what I need, and I can have the faith to believe he's going to provide it.
Amen.
Yes.
Going to provide it. I asked God not long ago to provide a way for me to get another vehicle so I would be able to do something with the other one. Didn't happen right away, but it happened.
That's right.
He provided.
Yes, he did.
He had to get me into a place that I wasn't ready to wait for, because patience is not a good virtue of the Adams fellas. But he had to get me to wait so I could establish myself a little bit better, because the story, made bad decisions with my credit when I was young. So I had to now have to reap those decisions. That's the thing. We want to sow. We don't want to reap that stuff.
Come on now.
So I had to reap those decisions, get myself back on track, and now he gives me what I ask him for.
Amen.
That's how fellowship works. All right?
Yeah.
Verse 20, last verse for today. Everybody say, phew. I know you're ready to go. Verse 20, listen. And we know, stay with me here just a few moments. Just got to get your heart right in just a moment for communion. And we know that the Son of God came, and he has given us understanding so that we can know the true God. And now we can live in fellowship with the true God, because we live, keep going, we live in fellowship with his Son, Jesus. He is the only true God, and he is what?
Eternal life.
Eternal life. What does that mean? Here's what it means. It means that if we are in fellowship with him, you need to understand that to be in fellowship with him, you got to continue to be doing the things of him. Can I ask you some questions to ask yourself? What is keeping me from getting closer to Christ? You have to self-evaluate your life sometimes.
Amen.
And it may be the thing you really think you can't live without.
All right now.
That's why we don't ask these questions a lot.
Come on.
What is keeping me from fellowshipping with him in a greater way? What is keeping me from knowing the things of God? What is keeping me? Listen, could it possibly be? Please stay with me here. I want you to hear this. I want to understand better what is keeping me from him. Here's a good way to figure it out. Check your schedule.
All right now.
Look back where your time has been. Look back where your efforts have been.
Yeah.
Look back where your energy has been. Look back where you've spent most of your time. Where have you been, and where haven't you been?
All right now.
That doesn't mean you've been in bad places. It just means we can look back on our schedule and find out where we're missing moments of fellowship. What do you mean, Pastor? I'm glad you asked. Could it be that we might have to change some plans?
That's right.
Could it be that instead of sleeping in on Sunday, you're sleeping on Saturday? Could it possibly be that instead of hanging out with the wrong type of people, we'll hang out more with the people who aren't looking for trouble? Could it be, fellas, that instead of posting yourself up on the block with the boys, you hang out with the pastor? Could it be? Now, I'm not judging you, but if you really want to get closer to Christ, and I really want to get closer to Christ, we're going to have to be intentionally driven for the things of God. I told you before service, we've done outreach, we've been doing outreach, but we haven't done it to the level that we've always done it. I want to tell you that as the pastor, as your shepherd, I can see that impact in your life. Because some of you, when you were so active in the things of outreach and fellowshipping with the things of God in this church, your life was different.
All right now.
Come on now, let me talk to you. We're getting ready to go. When you were plugged in a greater way, things were better. And you started to not do that. And you started to get mad at me every time I would mention it. Then, of course, I would ask for offering. He's, oh, God.
All right now.
But the same way you drifted away from those things, you're going to have to start being intentional on getting back to those things. You can't throw it in there one time and expect everything to work out magically.
All right now.
You can't go knock on the door one Saturday a month and expect your serving to get back to where it was.
All right now.
Your fellowship with God has to be intentional.
Amen.
Doesn't mean you can go everything. You need to have family time, so don't get crazy. But I'm intentional, elder, about the things that I'm doing.
Amen.
Intentional. And I want to be intentional about my fellowship with him. Because I don't want to start something that is good but lose my momentum in him. In just a moment, I'm going to pray. And we're going to show you the importance of what we're getting ready to do. Just go right into it. But the fellowship that you have with the Creator, listen to me now, will be the access point to every good thing in your life. I want you to stand real quickly. We're getting ready to transition. Stay in the worshipful mode, please. difficult to have a fellowship, a regular fellowship with Jesus. You don't first have a real relationship with him.